welcome back to Portrait of Podcast. This week's guest is Mark Dallas, who you'll probably know from starting ICW, Insane Championship Wrestling, taking it from an idea all the way up to selling out venues like the Hydro. Absolutely amazing. Sort of counterculture wrestling. We get into that in the episode. We talk about things like developing a character, storyboard, and we also talk about how he now co-hosts the Heavy Good podcast. If you're a fan of things like Workaholics and This Is Important Pod, it's definitely one to watch. We also chat a little bit about stories growing up, white boxes that used to give you cable like the Barras, Will Smith, Jaden Smith. We get into a lot. Just quickly, a wee bit of self-promotion. Since the last episode, I'm now full-time doing photography. I'm working doing some content for restaurants in there like Pizza Aioli. I'm working with the Stand Comedy Club. But if you want to work with me, I would check out my website, Daryll of Thirds, like the rule of thirds, haha, very funny, or my Instagram at Daryll of Thirds. You'll see some of my work. Things like short-term rentals, portraits, business shoots, even weddings. I've done a few now. So, with that being said, please enjoy the episode. As always, the photos are at the end. Please don't skip to that. Watch a few minutes, leave it on in the background, help the algorithm, like, share, subscribe, comment, whatever. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoy it. Cheers. I didn't even tidy my desk for this. See the Nat Geos as well. I've got hundreds of Nat Geos up there. I've not even read a single one. Cheers, man.
Cheers, bro. Yes. Finally, we did it. So it only took about a year.
Genuinely, like, obviously on podcasts, some folk are like, what's the word? Like sycophantic. And like say, oh, this is class, but Heavy Good is fucking amazing.
Oh, thanks.
It is really good. And if you've not seen it, definitely watch it. So, like, I listened to Workaholics podcast. Have you heard that? This Is Important.
Aye.
And it's like, to me, it's like the Scottish version of that, where it's...
That's kind of what we were going for.
Oh, is it?
Legit.
Oh, class.
Because that's me and Roy, one of me and Roy's favourite podcasts. Aye.
It's so good. So good, because it's just like ideal stoner chat. It's like the best conversations you've had when you're high, basically, with your pals, having a laugh, or like when you were like 13, 14, having a sleepover, playing the N64, or like you get your first couple of cans. It's like that kind of
that's
chat.
what we wanted, just to be like us just having a chat.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we wanted to go for. Eventually we'll get guests on, but at first we just wanted to have like us and have the base audience that discover it at first, want to see us.
Yeah.
And then we'll start getting guests on, and then that's another component, because then they can come into that relaxed environment and shoot the shit.
Because you want to join the conversation.
Aye, and there's so many mates that I've got, like wee Chris Toll and all that would be perfect for it. That's how we started doing the podcast. I know it was like me and Neil for years have talked about we should do a podcast, and years ago, I don't even remember, 2019 maybe, me and Roy had a podcast called the podcast formerly known as Podcast. And we came up with the name Stoned while recording the first episode. The first episode was us coming up with the name. The whole episode was us coming up with the name, and it was a joke.
Is it still online?
I don't think so. It might be on, like, it's not on YouTube anymore. I've still got the original files. It's just like the cameras was shite, the mics were shite, all that sort of stuff. Like, it was literally, I can do a podcast and then no realising the technical elements yet. Yeah. But I've still got them all. They were fun, but we just got drunk on it, and it was like too drunk though, like steaming on some of them, and or like doing can pipes in my upstairs office in the silent man. I thought it. One of the boys got a wee bit of hash here, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm fine. And I'm like, shit, we would have called a podcast right now. You know, it dawns on you like 10 minutes into the podcast. Like, fuck, I'm high as giraffe, boys, man. For years, like for the last couple of years, me and Neil, anytime we're drunk, we should do a podcast. We would talk about everything, mate. You know what I mean? And then we just keep talking about it. And then Toll phoned me when it was Grado and Shell Suit Bob couldn't do.
Yeah, you guys sit in.
Aye. So like he phoned us and went, "Can you want to do the podcast?" They're away doing rehearsals for Panto. I was like, "Aye, fuck it, no bother." He's like, "Neil's coming on." I was like, "Brilliant." And when is it? The Mora. I'm like, fucking hell, told me. And then so we went down, recorded it, then recorded another one that was meant to be for Patreon. Then they didn't have an episode for the following week, so they put that on fucking YouTube and all. So you thought you were behind a paywall and you could talk about more freely. They're like, you fucking bastard. Right? I don't care. but they're on YouTube anyway. But it went well, and that made me ramp up the.
Or did that like prompt you to get started?
I knew like, come on, mate. You don't need anything. I'll make a room in my spare room in the house.
Oh, is it in your house?
It's a spare room in my house, man. It was my office. So like half it that's off camera is got my desk and that, so it's still my office.
Right.
But the other half I'd done the brick wallpaper and that, and put all the stuff up in the wall.
Yeah.
Some like stuff that used to be in my office at ICW, and just a bunch of other random shit I had.
Because you've got like the ICW belt, Reservoir Dogs.
That's the first world title.
Is it? That's class.
And then I've got the Barrowlands Hall of Fame award on the thing. I've got like an old Dirty Bastard, the limited edition toy, the rapper. If you don't know who that is, and just things, you know what I mean? We've been adding stuff to it. Like I got a wee tuk for when I was at India recently and put that on the shelf.
Oh, that's cool.
All that sort of stuff
as well, man. That's class.
Well, this time I was going to be more thoughtful of the production side and the logistics.
Yeah.
So I was like, right, if we have to hire a studio or get a location, it's an extra element that makes it hard and it's time sensitive.
And money.
Whereas if it's in my spare room, I can literally put my trousers on and fucking walk into the spare room, and I can go, right, when we're doing this, boys. So it makes it a lot more free flowing. Because it happens all the time, like Roy will be like, oh, I can't get away at this time, we're meant to meet at 12, I can't get this time, can we date at 3? Aye, fuck, I don't care. Like sound.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It makes it so much easier. And we just say been really consistent. Like
we only missed 1 week where Roy had a man flu.
Right, okay.
Roy's
fucking hilarious.
What's
his like background? Was he like involved with ICW and stuff?
No. Me and Roy went to school together.
Right,
we went to secondary school together. He had specs. And I was, so like, I was hanging out with all the BAMs earlier years of school, secondary school. No, because I was a bit of a BAM, but I wasn't a BAM in the sense of being a prick.
Yeah.
It was more that I used humour to avoid fighting people.
Yeah.
So I didn't really hang out with Roy for some reason until we ended up, I think it was third year in computing.
Right.
And he had the demeanour of a man that was not a BAM.
Yeah.
But we ended up sitting next to each other and computing at two of the computers. But a back and forth chat, realised he was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And then quickly became pals, but no close pals. And then when I went into fifth year, I went back for a fifth year. Most of all the BAMs had left, of course. So it was like, so I was like, who am I going to hang out with? And then it was like me and Roy, and then we went and I think we dogged like fucking school one day. And I remember we bought an Alan Partridge DVD.
Yes.
They went up to his house, got stoned, watched Alan Partridge, and then we've been best pals ever since.
That's class.
That same day, his brother, who's sadly no longer with us, his brother, he won't mind me telling this story, fuck it, because I think we've probably told it before somewhere at some point in time, probably on our original podcast. The first day I was in his house was one of his houses had like 1 million people in it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like running about and all that.
Family,
Massive family, old school family, right?
Oh.
And what happened was, I'm sitting in the room, he's went away to the toilet or something, his brothers kicked the door open. He's like, all right, how you doing? All right, how you doing? He's like, you Roy's pal, aye? And I'm like, aye. He's like, do you like knives? What sort of questions that, right? So I'm like, aye. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I don't know what the right answer is here, right? I'm like, how the fuck do you answer this question? Who is this guy? So he went, brilliant. Went out the room, right? Ran out the room. And I'm like, what the fuck is about to happen here, right? He came in with a carrier bag, right, full of knives. He's like, what about this knife, man? He's like, looking pure close to my face. That's
just showing you them?
Aye. I'm like, that's a belter, mate. Nah. And he's like, what about this knife, man? And I'm like, fuck's happening? Then Roy's came and went, oh, get the fuck out of my room. And he's got out. And I'm like, what the fuck? He went, sorry, mate, that's my bra. I don't know if he was holding knives for people or whatever, man, like what was happening, but...
Yeah, he was trying to sell them or something.
Mate, a pure carrier bag. I've had rotten carrier bag full of just all different types of knives, man.
Quality blades. That's blades out the bag.
One of my pals' big brothers had, on his computer was all like the ogreish, like the beheading videos, all that shit.
The infancy of the internet.
Yeah.
It was brilliant, mate. It was like the Wild West.
Aye.
People nowadays will never understand how unfiltered the internet was back then. And it was, you're in like school and somebody's like, yeah, you seen this? And it's just, oh, that's what a guy getting his head chopped off looks like.
Yeah.
You're like, why am I seeing this?
Yeah.
Because you lived in the real world, and the real world was a lot smaller back then. It was like, wait, the area you lived in, the people you knew, maybe you read the paper or saw the news that was on for half an hour a day, and that was it.
Yeah.
Right? I think at that point we didn't even have yet. No, we would have just go NTLing when everybody got the illegal fucking TV. When everybody got the boxes at the bars. Because if I go to telly at the same time as getting internet, mate, it was brilliant, man. It was like a wee box. It was a wee white box. Everybody had them. That's how NTL, I'm sure, went bankrupt, mate. Aye, because everybody in Scotland could get cable all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And everyone, aye, cool. And everybody made mass exodus down to the bars, man, like that. Here, geez, these wee boxes. And you just plugged them in, you got the basic package, and then you had every channel, every pay-per-view, everything, all the scuddies and all that, mate, everything. The full whack, man.
We only had on digital, and then I stayed up. I was told to go to bed by my stepdad, who was an arsehole, right? And I was told to go to bed, but I stayed up to watch like SmackDown or something. And he just came through, took the card out, snapped it, went to bed, and I'm like, fuck, because that hurts him as well.
Oh my God, I know.
Man.
But you go watch them,
Yeah.
and it's like, so the thing was, it was on the internet about that time, and it was a rebel soldier, the idea where for Russia or somewhere like that, looked like, and he had the boot on the guy's head, and he chopped his head off with it.
With a big dagger thing.
Aye,
Oh
man.
my God.
And you saw his eyes, and then picked the head up, and I remember that to this day.
Yeah,
I remember that to this fucking day. But what I was saying there about the boxes was that Raw's War used to be on Sky Sports 3 from 10 to midnight on a Friday.
Friday,
And then right after it went straight to Television X, man.
Oh, did it?
Aye, so I'd watch it in the living room, and I'd put my videotape in to record, right?
Yes.
I had this wee scheme on the go for like a good couple of months. Put my videotape in, I'm recording the wrestling more. Then I'd go up to my bed, about half an hour before we finish, right? I've got a TV in my room now, right? Go up the stairs, but back then you couldn't change the channel for up the stairs.
Yeah,
you didn't have multiple boxes. Aye. So I'm just leaving it on to record the wrestling more, that's all. And then I'd go up the stair, and then I'd be like, yeah, let's put on normal telly, play the computer, play the Amiga or whatever. And I'd be like, go to wrestling.
Here we go.
Got a bit of porn, man. Melinda Messenger, whoever's on it, man. You know what I mean? Michelle Thorne. And fucking that got scuppered one time when I came down the stair, and Ma's like, what the fuck's this? And my Uncle John was sitting in the living room, and he was like, you got to horn me, man. And he's still laughing at me. I was like, fuck,
It's just getting into the wank.
It's the wrestling, I was recording the wrestling. Still hit me with a videotape, like, oh, you fucking money.
I had like an hour-long video of like 10-minute free views, fucking music videos, just like the
best,
wanking.
Channel 5 was good, man.
Aye.
Channel 5, Eurotrash, aye. We're showing our age here.
Eurotrash, man, yeah, that was weird.
Channel 5 was alright sometimes after midnight, but sometimes it'd be like things like Confessions of a Window Cleaner, and you're just like, I don't want to see a tit in this guy's arse going like the clappers, do you know what I mean? I walking past that when he'd talk about it. I can't believe you've allowed him to record me on more. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, thank you to the team at Oran Mor and Fun Mor. We're in the Fun Mor bar today, if that's how you pronounce it. Do you know what Oran Mor means?
No.
No, I mean, you know,
No.
didn't look it up for that.
No.
But aye, thanks to the team. The wee VHS was class because you had like the TV VHS combo, so you would make like, did you ever do like highlight videos of like Vice City and stuff like that?
No.
Nah, we used to do all that, like playing GTA and doing jumps, and I've had like a jumps video, and I'd have like missions video and shit.
With ICW, I was the first wrestling company in the world ever on YouTube.
Really?
Aye, so what we would do is I would record on the mini DV tapes.
Yeah.
And then I'd get one of the VHS tape recorders, tape cassettes that you could put the mini DV tape into and shut. You put it in the VHS. Then had a wee thing you plugged into the VHS and plugged into your big old tower computer.
Yeah.
And then I would run the footage off onto there.
Right,
This is like 2006. And it was the end of 2006 when YouTube started. And if you look at ICW's YouTube page, on the info page, it says like January 2007. We were the first wrestling company in the world ever. I think we were the first wrestling company in the world to truly harness social media and using the internet to like push storylines with videos and all that. That's what I did, make me highlight videos. So I'd run all the footage onto the computer, use Windows Movie Maker.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
Aye. And then I'd just make a wee highlight package, put like Oasis or something. Like, be here now or something like that. Bang, put it online. And because there wasn't a lot of video content on the internet at that time, it was unique. So you would get a lot of views.
You do well.
Aye, and then you get people, no compared to like shit now where you get a video that goes viral and you get 1 million views or whatever, but like I cut 1,000 and like then no. You get it. And but then it would like sell tickets and stuff like that. Aye.
That's cool.
Oh fuck! I'm all over the place. It's ADHD, mate. It's fucking.
No, it's fine, mate.
I'm riddled with it, mate. But
Makes you
we'll talk about the
understand.
podcast anyway. Me and Roy had a podcast. Me and Neil went to day one. I bought the equipment.
Yeah.
Roy had a camera because Roy at uni did like TV production.
Yeah, okay.
And he'd made a wee short movie that I think won a couple of awards. And it was cracking though. And it had the last year Scott Squad in it. That was always in the scenes with Daryll.
With Darren.
Aye.
Oh, the police officer.
Aye.
What's her
Officer
name?
Karen.
Officer Karen,
Aye.
yeah.
So he had the camera and the equipment, that side of things. I had the audio, he had the visual. I didn't think Roy would want to be in it, but I always wanted Roy to be in it as well. So I kind of went out for a couple of pints with Roy after it was confirmed that me and Neil were going to be doing this.
Yeah.
To go, can I have the equipment? And I was telling him all about it. After a couple of pints, I started getting excited. We're going from pub to pub in the West End. Then he went, you know, I could do the like, looking stuff up on the computer like Jamie.
Jamie,
Hogan.
aye.
I was like, that'd be brilliant, mate. And then he showed up in the day, and he was like, I would just be off camera, he said before. But when he showed up in the day, he was like, what's a desk like that with the 3 seats? And I went, you're going to sit there. He went, oh, but I'll be on camera. And I went, don't worry about it, mate. I've only got one camera now. He's like, aye, but... And I went, no, mate, honestly, like, if you don't like it, we can put you somewhere else for the next one. And then he was like, this is all right. And I'm like, aye, good.
Oh, that's
That was my plan. I was like, I wanted the two of them because they're two of my best pals.
Yeah.
But they were in different circles. So they even though they've been out on nights out together a handful of times early years, they've never been ruining each other a lot.
Okay.
So,
I wouldn't have thought. I thought you just were all like...
but I knew that they were very similar people.
Okay.
That's how they're probably two of my best pals.
Yeah.
That I went, if they collide, and then it also adds an element of them learning about each other a bit better. Because I know all Roy's stories, I know Hunter's and Neil's stories. They both know my stories.
Yeah.
But like, they don't know each other's fucking stories, and then they're jumping off points for the podcast sometimes.
Yeah.
Because you didn't need a jumping off point. Like, the other day they were filming and walking across the grass to my house. I just turned to them and went, so what are we talking about today? And Roy's like, I don't fucking know. And then we were like, we'll start with, and it was just one thing. And then that one thing's all you need. You just need that one thing, and then that'll like spiral off into this, and this.
I was going to ask, like, because it's always...
But Roy comes up with some games sometimes, and that.
I was going to say, Roy, any stats.
Oh, mate.
I wrote one down, and this is my favourite stat, was 87% of single dads are pedos.
Mate, I know. And I was like, Roy, I don't think that's factually correct.
He said it with conviction. He's like, no, this is right.
That's a social commentary by Roy. He's like, you just say things. After I was like, what the fuck were you doing, mate? After we finished recording, he's like, see if you just say things with enough conviction, man. He went, people believe it. And I went, they're not believing that 87% of dads are beasts, mate. It's all gone quite well, and it's like the audience is like doubled in size, mainly on Spotify. It's grown slowly on YouTube. It's doubled in size on Spotify, which is dynamite for when it started. So slow and steady wins the race. I do think it will end up becoming a nice sized podcast, and then maybe do live shows here and there and all that shit. Obviously, you have dreams of it becoming something that you can use as a launch pad for other things. But we just wanted to have an excuse as well for three pals to meet up every week with our birds going after that.
Yeah, and not...
We're recording the podcast!
It's work.
What with the door, I'm like, Helen, we're just going to have a couple of beers, mate. Like, you're drunk now, mate. You're drunk now. I'm like, I know. So, I'm sorry, Hen.
Aye, that's hilarious, but I didn't realise that with Roy. I had a pal like that used to miss...
Oh no, sometimes he just talks shit and thinks it's...
Oh, he is, like,
it's real. Aye.
Right, okay.
Aye, like the other day, it was like, I'm sure he was going... Will Smith done stand-up the other week with Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, I heard that.
I'm like, that didn't happen.
And it was fucking years ago.
I know, but it was just like, he was telling him pointers on hanging an interview, and I'm like, but he was adamant this fucking happened, and I'm like, that's a load of shit, mate. Aye.
That would have been great to see.
Oh, aye.
I hate Will Smith, man. He's such a fanny. Like, what is he doing now? Have you seen his wee raps in the middle of London and all that? Like, no one singing along.
I actually feel sorry for him now.
Yeah.
I think he's a pure defeated man, like a defeated human being. Because, like, I don't know. Part of me is like, fuck you, because of the slapping thing and all that.
Not even that, though, his ego.
Aye.
In interviews and stuff, he's a wank.
Aye. No, he is a prick, right? But it's like, to see somebody like that fall, and it's like, it's fun to see them fall, but then to see them continually get kicked. But it's like, right, enough, man, he's dead. Like, you've killed him. He's gone, man. You know what I mean? It's done. Fuck's sake. I'm sure you can get a bird, mate. Just leave her. Just fucking leave her. Your wains are grown up. You don't even live in the house anymore.
Yeah.
Your son's fucked.
Oh my
He's
God.
grown up at Hings wearing a house, Sonny said. You know what I mean? Like, he's half a deep end.
That was good, Patter. But his son is... Aye, did you ever see the Impractical Jokers where the punishment was getting a tattoo that the other person chose? And they gave Sal like a huge big bust on his thigh of Jaden Smith. It's like this size. Like everyone else got like a cat saying like I love cats or something stupid like that, and he got this huge, like this size, just Jaden Smith.
Oh,
like,
that's insane, man.
insane detail. Oh my God, that's so
Mate,
funny.
there was a interview with that Jaden Smith where he's gone, yo, if you're really my friend, what I like to do is make you a bed. And he goes, I think the interviewer goes, what do you mean? And he's like get the wood and like craft you a bed.
Oh.
Like, and it's like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
You make a bed from scratch. Like you're a carpenter.
Yeah.
You're not a carpenter. And it's like, even if you're, imagine like I turned into like fucking one of my pals for years, mate. Here, mate, I want to make you a bed. I'd be sectioned, man. People would be on the phone to the NHS going, Dallas is finally stopped, man. We need to get him at least a week in the fucking hospital, do you know what I mean? Like, we need to check on him, man, because he's fucking stopped. Like, he's wanting to make me a bed. And they went, I'll write a wee note maybe for you, and I'll put it inside the leg of the bed, and then one day maybe you'll need to break the bed to get the letter out.
No.
Aye, that's what he says, man. And you're just like, you're full of shite, man.
Yeah.
And I think it's because he grew up in this mad, weird environment, and I blame the Ma and him,
Yeah.
well, but mainly the Ma. I think she's the puppet master for all of them. I think
Right.
she controls all of them. She controls Will, the Waynes, and all that, and they've just grew up in this mad environment where they're just fucking off the fucking rails, man.
She seems way more like manipulative, where he's just thick but arrogant.
Aye.
So it's that combination.
It wouldn't be as good as the Osbournes, man.
No.
I watched series.
Are you rewatching it now because Ozzy?
Watched season 1 last night, man, because I'd reread his book, I Am Ozzy, after the gig.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck, it was fresh. That was a cracking book, actually. I'll reread that. So I reread it. And then...
You at the gig?
No, I reread the book. I'm saying, I wasn't at the gig. Fuck, I'd love to be at the gig. Where was that? I was away doing something actually that day. I might have been doing a gig up here, an acting gig, I think it was. I had a part playing an alien and something.
Oh, nice.
Aye, like Will Smith. Right, so I read the book, and then he's passed away the other day, and I'm like, fuck, that's shite, man. Ozzy Osbourne was a fucking icon.
Yeah.
But he was a nutter, you know?
Yeah.
Like Arthur Rail's deep end nutter. So last night, sitting in bed with like a pure far too much KFC. I had a sore stomach this morning, mate. Honestly, it was a shambles. I was in the toilet for about an hour, man. I got the...
I've been for about 3 shits as well.
Aye, the Zinger dip burger. Have you seen this thing? It's like they dip it in Zinger sauce. Paid the price this morning, man. It was a shambles. I nearly had to duck my arse in the sink. But, so sitting eating all that in bed like a pure fat slob and just watched the full of season 1 of the Osbournes.
Class. Where did you get it? It's on YouTube. Down the barrels for a white box?
Whatever the equivalent is nowadays.
Yeah, I need one of them as well, man. Fucking hell.
I'll sort you out.
Cheers, man.
Know that I can donate that, and I would never date that in real life. Bye, talk to me after the podcast. I know a guy. No, it was he was on YouTube, mate. We were watching it on YouTube, and it was just fucking watching it back. You're like, this is fucking so good and so of its time.
Aye.
In a different world, right before like 9/11. I'll just write about the time of 9/11.
Yeah.
Right before everything all was like censorship started slowly but surely coming in. So it was like the time of like Jerry Springer and South Park and the Attitude Era and fucking the Osbournes and
It was amazing.
Jackass and counterculture and being extreme and being alternative and pushing buttons, and that's the time period that's my jam, man. I love that time period.
It was absolutely amazing growing up. You would have been a wee bit, like what, 5 years older than me, but I still had that, but like younger. It was amazing.
Aye, because it didn't just go away straight away.
Yeah.
It slowly depleted at a rate that we didn't notice.
Yeah.
Until it was like 2010.
Yeah. Paris Hilton was the start, and then it was just all downhill from there.
Aye, reality TV. Although reality TV had its moments, and so Osbournes was reality TV and all technically, even though it isn't. Like, mate, I made a documentary for the BBC once called Insane Fight Club. We've done 2 of them.
Oh no, I've seen that. Yeah.
But even though it's real, what you're saying's real. Like, there's elements that aren't real. Like, I can't watch a reality show now or a documentary without saying being able to see the bits that are
Picking it
fake.
apart.
Aye, like the bits that they've pre-planned to happen so they can get it on camera. Because there's no way a thing like that's going to pick up everything on fucking camera.
Yeah.
And it was like, with the Osbournes, you could see it and also things like, you never notice it right until it's pointed out to you. Why sometimes if somebody on a show like that or a documentary rings a doorbell, why then is there a camera inside the house so they can't open the door? It's just all these mad things that until you've done it, then you notice them all the tropes. And
see on that, have you seen, like, you've seen Tiger King, right?
Oh, fuck, of course, mate.
So they did the guy, you know the animal who like owned the elephant that was in Ace Ventura and all that? He's got the long white hair, he's got like 5 wives and all that. And he's a total
Doc
douche.
Antle.
Doc Antle, oh my God.
He's just got to jail, by the
That's
way.
a great, did he?
Finally got to jail, man.
Oofed. Doc Antle, man.
Aye, went down finally, man.
Hope you get pardoned, my man.
Aye, the long arm of the law came through eventually, man.
But he, the documentary crew didn't cut, and they opened the door and he's like, right, so what we're going to do is you're going to come out and ring the bell and I'll answer with my wife's like this. But they just kept that whole bit in with him saying it. And it's like, that's so wise.
It's like you always need to watch if you're filming people like that because they can make you look whatever way they want to make you look. You know what I mean? It doesn't help if you're a cunt like him, man. Big Doc Antle, you're fucked, you know what I mean? As soon as they press record on that camera, you're fucked, man. But it's like, you need to be aware that you're being filmed a lot. Like that first documentary was like, they filmed like 150 hours for an hour.
I was going to ask like how like...
Mate, there was days when I woke up and my bird had
it?
let them in.
Really?
And I'm waking up in bed in my boxers and there's a camera, a fucking TV camera, a boom mic, a crew in my bedroom, waking up like that. What the fuck?
No one.
Aye, still got a semi, you know what I mean? Like in my bed, morning wood, man, like that. He's getting out for a minute. As if I'm going to think of something witty he says, I've just woke up like that. Why is there a fucking camera crew, man?
Are you like, you putting pressure on yourself to come up with like one-liners like doing a second?
I am like, I need to come with something funny here. I'm like, fucking can't, my hair's up like that. But
the documentary is great. See when you had to do publicity stunts and you get everyone wrecked and you take them to a caravan park. Is it Haven in there?
Craig Tara.
It was Craig Tara, aye.
Craig Tara.
It's not Haven, aye. I live like, I used to work at the farm park next door.
Alright.
I worked there for like 6 years. I took a year out after school and then for like the next 5-6 summers when I was doing uni and stuff. It's absolutely amazing.
I loved a wee, I still love a wee, like, caravan park couple of days with the family. Aye. I've always loved that. And we love going to theme parks and all. Just always loved like, roller coasters and that stuff.
Yeah.
So like once a year we would do things like I'd always love because my parents did this the wee surprise thing. I'd go to Danny like you're going to the dentist, so tell the school you're getting out at 2 o'clock. And then fucking give him a bit of paper and they get to the school hingy and he come down the stair and I go, you're not going to the dentist, go looking about.
Oh, nice.
We're going to Blackpool, Danny boy, man.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, oh, fucking yes, Dad. It's like, here we go, son.
That's
stuff like
that.
And that's the sort of stuff when you're an old guy. That's memories, man. You can't replace them, do you know what I mean? They're priceless. And so I was like, if my parents did that for me, I'm going to do that and all.
I went down to Newcastle with the boys. I think we were like, must have been about 19, 20. And as soon as we arrived, we got off the bus, headed down to like the gate or something like that.
Newcastle's a great night out.
Aye, it's absolutely amazing. But this was my first time there, and I'd heard like folk are like, "Oh, it's the same as Glasgow." So I was like, "All right, cool." And there's a guy stoating up from the gate, just like that, like top, like had like his top off, and he's just like falling about. And I was like, "Oh, it's just like Glasgow." And then I get closer, and he's like, "All right, lads, how's it going?" I was like, "All right, you're fucking Scottish, that's why." Just banging the place down.
I had some amazing nights out in Newcastle, man. See, we used to tour Newcastle. We used to do the Ultra Academy. We used to do the Riverside Club. I called a show once, Jimmy Neil's Revenge 2, The Revenge of Jimmy Neil, and he sued me for $4,000.
No!
$4,000, man. Aye, because you can't. I didn't have a leg to start on. I talked to my lawyer, but I had a lawyer on retainer, and the lawyer was like, Mark, you're going to need to pay whatever they want. I was like, how do you mate, you called a show Jimmy Neil's Revenge 2, The Revenge of Jimmy Neil? Why did you do that? And I was like, I'm stoned, man. Thought it was funny. She called a show in fucking Dundee, the Lorraine Kelly experience, and she thought it was hilarious. She shared it on Twitter and that.
That's cool.
Aye. She was actually going to show up to it, but then something, because she was splitting her time between living in Dundee and flying down to London to do her show, and I think it was something come up and she couldn't fly back early in the day.
Yeah.
She was going to, and we came up with if she shows up, a wee thing we could have done with Grado or something on the show. Because we got people like Michelle McManus and Burniston and fucking Still Game showed up on a show and all that sort of stuff.
I saw the Burniston one.
Aye. So it was like, I Biscuit Boyle in the main event. I feel loving, mate. It's so funny, man. Sleeping on a couch, man, and then Wolfgang launches him into the crowd.
I went to the Fear and Loathing with the Dudley boys and all that. I spoke to Neil a wee bit about it. Well, first of all, when I went in, And like that was my first ICW event. Like I'd always like kept an eye on it and seen it in socials and all that. But me and all my pals that used to watch wrestling growing up, like I had a trampoline in the garden, so that was like the wrestling ring, smashing like halogen light bulbs and like cardboard boxes and shit. It was amazing. So we all went and like in the car up, we're playing like wrestling entrance tunes and all that, fucking singing along to Big Show. One of the best nights just ever with me and my pals. So like, thank you for putting it on.
Oh, brilliant, mate.
And
one of the best nights of my life, mate.
It was unreal. And when we got there, like the thing was such a good crowd for the place that it was. Everyone was sound, and the chants were hilarious. And like because I wasn't too used to like ICW, it's when they come out and it mixes that American of like, this Sunday, me and you in the ring, I'm gonna beat your balls in like that, just to be like pepper and a wee bit of Scottish. It's so funny, man.
We intentionally done that. That was the whole thing of it. It was like, we want to be like, because the Attitude Era in ECW was gone. Wrestling wasn't like that in the mainstream.
Yeah.
There wasn't a wrestling that existed that I wanted to watch anymore. So I was like, let's make a wrestling. But the weird thing about that was by creating a wrestling that I wanted to watch, I could never watch it as a fan because I was the one creating it.
Yeah.
So I was backstage, and then you find out how the sausage is made and all that because you're in the industry, and it kind of takes the sheen off it. But don't get me wrong, it was like some of the best times of life. And that night specifically was fucking incredible because it was like, we went, right, we've sold, I think it was like 5,000 tickets. We're like, so for every 100 sold air this, we're going to add an extra, I think it was like 50 quid onto everybody's wage.
Right.
And then we sold like nearly 7,000, or just there 7,000, I think it was. And so everybody was getting paid, mad coin. People were coming back for like the merch bits with like boxes. Like, sold all the merch, so how much you make a night, mate? And he's like, £800. People like, me, I made $1,000 on that. Like, Grado's fucking, you know what I mean? His bum bag's pure overflowing with money around that cunt. And fucking everybody was buzzing. We're all getting photos backstage. Biggest crowds in Big Daddy Foot Giant Haystacks, 1982 at Wembley Arena in British wrestling to this day.
Wow.
To this fucking day. There's a company down south that claimed or made out like they did it at Wembley, but they didn't. Nah, the number was nowhere near.
It was amazing.
Nowhere near. And all the best of them, they still exist, and ICW still exists. Obviously, I'm not involved in that anymore. But like, nobody's taking that away from us. If somebody's going to take that away from us, you're going to physically do it for real.
Yeah.
So our number isn't fluffed or hanged, and even your one that's fluffed isn't fucking anywhere near our one. So until that day, and I truly hope someday, even ICW or somebody else, fucking reaches it again and surpasses it. That's what I would like to happen. But I don't think anybody will in Scotland. I just don't see it.
Not in Scotland.
I would love to be wrong, but I just don't envision it. But stranger things have happened, so we'll see. But it was some night. It was some night.
I remember
Kurt Angle got his nut on fucking Valium, man.
That was amazing.
I didn't know that, by the way. I didn't know that. It was years later he did a podcast.
Is it Rogan when he's talking about?
I think it may be that, and he's talking about that point in time, and it's I done the math. I mean, that's about time's wrong for me. And he was like taking like 50 a day or something like that.
Was it Wolfgang or something?
Or no, I thought Joe Coffey.
Joe Coffey.
But I was like, that's about the time frame he's wanting for me. But he was talking about that, like normal. I just thought that's what he was like. See, because he was like that. But he's done neck fusions and all that.
Yeah.
So I just thought that must be how this
broke
guy.
His neck like 6 times or something.
Aye.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like common knowledge at that point in time that's, and you're like, how you doing? He's like, hey sir, and all that. And some old American wrestlers have been hit a bunch of head in the times in the head. You don't really, you're just like, he's a bit.
You give him a bit of leeway.
Aye, and you don't really say a lot to him because you're running the show. So it's like, hello sir, how you doing? By the way, you're doing this tonight. Blah blah. Okay, no problem. Can't understand me anyway.
Yeah.
So like, the talking is minimal. Then they go to their private dressing room and just sit down, and then you don't see them at the match.
Right.
So, but then the match was all fine. Everything was fine.
Yeah.
And it's not years later I'm watching Joe Rogan. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Aye, he was. I'd be dead if I took that amount. I'd be dead. My heart would stop. Aye. He's like, come, fucking insane, mate.
Kurt Angle's one of the ones that when you were younger you hated him, and then as you get older you're like, he was one of the best. Ever.
Mate,
so fucking funny.
It's legitimately one of the best wrestlers that has ever graced this earth, man.
Yeah.
Aye.
But I remember when I was younger, like, oh, this guy's a fucking funny. Like, you know, you get right into what you're meant to get into, face and heel, because they're doing a good performance. I remember there was someone interviewed, I don't know if it was Drew or something, saying about, oh, you know, it's not good when people are cheering the heel. And I felt bad because ICW, like, the heel was like so fucking hilarious. I was giving away like cheer and everything like that.
That's the thing with like NWO, they were like that in WCW. They were like the cool heels. And like the problem with wrestling now, in my opinion, and it's not that I'm saying it's a problem, it's not that I'm complaining, I don't care, right? It's just the world's changed and that's something that happens, right? But back then, like you're saying, you could believe this guy was a prick.
Yeah.
And you could act accordingly of your own validity, like
Yeah.
of your own accord, right?
Yeah.
You felt that way, and you emotionally were invested,
Yeah.
and then you watched it, and your enjoyment of it was higher for it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas wrestling now is the fucking toothpaste out the tube, the fucking rabbits out the hat, and it's like they've got shows on Netflix now where they're going, here's how we write it and do everything backstage.
Yeah.
And I know that there's always been that, right? But never to this extent, where people are more interested in what happens behind the scenes than what's on the actual show.
Yeah.
So like when people cheer a good guy now, it's because he's a nice person in real life. It's not because they like the character. This. Sometimes it is, right? But sometimes it's like they're like, I should cheer this guy. So it's not a real cheer.
Yeah.
I should cheer this guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I should boo this guy.
Yeah.
You don't feel emotionally attached, and it's becoming less and less in the wrestling now. So it's not that it doesn't exist now, but it's just so like thin on the ground.
Yeah.
The amount of times that you're going to get these cracking moments. Like we used to do things where we know you're an adult, we know you're watching a show, we know you know it's a show, but we'll do this thing that you think's real.
Yeah.
And then people would talk about it and they go fucking blah, blah, blah. And you'd
Take
be
it
like,
too far,
they
like-
actually hate each other.
Yeah.
Honestly, I saw them fucking fighting outside and all that. They were shoving each other. There was a door open. As I was going to the toilet to the backstage, I saw Dallas in the middle and fucking cunts were grabbing it to them.
Yeah.
Do you know how they planned that? And then that would reverberate in the crowd and go, they actually hate each other. And then they're leading to a match. And then they're saying wee snide digs online and all that. And it's like then they're the matches that everybody bought tickets for, were invested in, gave a fuck about. And it's like, it was planned, man. Do you know what I mean? And it's too much like people are like more wanting to watch like a show about how wrestling is made
Yeah.
and want to know about.
Is that not maybe an age thing, no?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's no a problem.
All right, yeah.
I don't care, but I'm just saying that's a magic thing that's evaporating,
Yeah.
and it's a shame that people won't get experience what we got to experience
Yeah.
when we were younger. That's how now. Because I still love wrestling, like, but I don't want to be in it full time because it's very stressful.
Yeah.
I appear in Grado shows, clan wrestling, stuff like that, because they're for kids.
Yeah.
So the magic's still there for kids.
Okay.
So you can have great fun on these shows because there's people in the crowd that truly believe that I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah, you love the heel
And
character.
the waves are like, boo, you suck and all that. You're shite, baldy and all that, man. Do you know what I mean? Done one at the pavilion where I was bald a bunch of times. I'd shave my head and they're like, baldy. So I'd play up. I go, guess what? I had a bald cap when I pulled half. I went, I had hair the whole time. I just grew my hair in for this. I was like, I had hair the whole time.
Doing a Scott Brown.
I just didn't want all you tramps breathing on it and all the winds are like, boo! Do you know what I mean? Because when I look online, I'm like, does anybody actually like this? Because if I didn't like something,
All the comments.
I'm just like, I just want to watch it.
Yeah.
Like, I just put something else on. I just watch another thing.
The
And
last one, who is it like? Well, Drew's quite funny on socials.
but Drew's leaning into it now.
He's like a Ryanair or whatever
Aye.
you call it. He does just trolls everything.
Aye, because I went messaged him the other night and I went, your part's tremendous right now, mate.
Yeah.
And he was like, ha. And it was like the photo where he put up somebody, like the CEO with somebody else.
Uh-huh.
So the CEO thing that's went viral
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
Coldplay gig, I think he put 2 wrestlers like that
All right, okay.
on his Insta story, and I just replied, and 2 minutes later, ha. And I'm like, I know what he's doing, man. He's just ripping cunts in your arse, man.
Yeah.
And it's like, right, because he's gone, right, how can I still get a reaction?
Yeah.
But you know what will happen though? See, in a month or two, that'll turn into people going, oh, he's the best thing on the show.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to be the guy getting angry at it.
Yeah.
So nobody invests.
Be ahead
They're
of
just
it,
like,
right, okay.
this is boring now, man. It's like, but it is a different generation and they like it. So my son likes it now. He likes watching it, so I watch it with him. The pay-per-views. So like I'm saying, I want it not to come across like I'm moaning. I'm
Yeah,
no
yeah.
moaning.
It's just
It's cool.
changing.
It's just
changing.
different.
You
But
like
I'm not
what it was.
being one of the older guys going, back in my day, and this is shite now.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's shite. I'm just saying it's not for me.
It's weird that they could keep, what do you call it, kayfabe, even though they were doing like Stone Cold Booker T in the supermarket, which has to be the most hilarious, like whatever it was, Anywhere Falls or just jumping, whatever match it was.
Oh, it was brilliant.
So
On
funny.
SmackDown.
Yeah, but
Aye.
it never broke the character, even though they're saying like, got milk, like just the fucking stupidest lines ever.
It's a thing that you get in wrestling now is a lot of wrestlers don't, this is younger wrestlers, so it's a bit of advice for anybody listening to this, is wrestlers don't realise that the second a camera's on you or the second you're in front of any type of crowd, whether it's fucking away from the ring, away from the arena, whatever, you should be on.
Okay.
Not if you're walking through an airport or whatever, but like if you are. So what happens is you get wrestlers that, for example, I was on this show in India, right? It recently in this arena, right? Where the wee end bit on the show where fucking all the wrestlers run down and they all fight.
Okay.
So the good guys, bad guys, good guys, bad guys.
Right.
Good guy hits the finisher, fucking, oh my god, bad guy runs in, hits him.
Yeah.
And it's like one of the, but they're brilliant because the crowd builds and builds and builds.
Yeah.
I'm down at ringside because I meant to be the commissioner that night. Why they booked me as the commissioner and I didn't show what they couldn't knows me, I do not know, right? But that's another story completely. But I've came into the ring, Shah Samuels, who used to work for ICW, I think still works for ICW, comes into the ring, I go to hit him with a golf club, catches it in his arm, I go like, oh no, fucking punches me, I'm decked. Then big Jinder Mahal, big Raj the Maharaj as he's called now, then takes out the guy, Shah, right? So then we all celebrate in the ring as fireworks go off and all that, right? Now I'm getting in the ring and I'm holding my face where I've been punched.
Yeah.
And I'm looking around and they're all just...
Just laughing up. Like it's
no Raj, right? I'm just saying some of the younger guys, and they're all very talented, these guys, right? They look like wrestlers, very talented guys, but it's just experience, our time. So now it's like this is the end of the show and we've won. But the camera's still rolling. This is still part of the show.
Yeah.
Why you just got your ribs fucking caved in, mate?
Right, okay.
At least go like this with your arm or something. Until you walk back through that curtain, your sell the injuries that you've...
Yeah.
I just got punched in the face, but I'm not meant to be a wrestler. So I've been punched in the face. So I'll be like, ah.
You're doing it,
Then I can go, at least, if I stop then, hold my face, I can go, all right, fucking, right, and then I celebrate. But maybe when I'm going backstage, I'll go like that, and I'll go, again, just remind people.
Yeah.
So it's, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's too much not taking that into account now.
Yeah.
I think there's too much like, all right, that's the bell rang, hingy, right?
Right, okay.
And it's like, no, mate, fucking, I know the world doesn't believe it anymore, but like, maybe if we all made them believe a wee bit more, then maybe they would believe it more.
Yeah.
I just love the magic, mate. I think it's an incredible art form, and it's like, I hate to see elements of it that are so special and what make it so special dying, in my opinion. And it's like, these are things that just enhance it. So like, don't be like, don't be a wrestler who thinks you're too cool to be a wrestler. Then why are you in your pants pretending to fight me?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm a cool cunt. No, be a wrestler then. If you're going to be a wrestler, be a fucking wrestler. Back in the day, somebody would just punch you in the fucking mouth for real, for no selling. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
If you're not got to sell, got to make you sell.
Yeah.
I'm just got to punch you in the mouth, mate. And then you don't need to sell because I've just punched you in the mouth. So you're going to be holding your mouth because you've just been punched in it, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying like fucking a couple of years ago. I'm saying like fucking in the 80s or 70s or whatever, early 90s. Like, they would just, if you didn't sell, they would make you sell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like wee things like that. But I don't want to sound like Jim Cornette.
No, you're fine.
But it's like I do still care about some of the mystique and magic. And it's like, I understand that we live in a world now where the curtain has been fully pulled up and you can't then pull it back down. But you know what I mean? Maybe if there was some efforts put in place to try and make it more special than airtime, certain elements it would return. You know what I mean?
Aye. I was listening to something about, I think it was Muhammad Ali, because when Vince McMahon started the whole, we want you to really hate this person and they're going to go on radio shows and be an asshole and then it's going to make you want to buy tickets to see him get battered. And Muhammad Ali copied that. So all that shit.
Muhammad Ali's was actually Gorgeous George.
Oh, was it?
Gorgeous George was long before then. Gorgeous George was fucking back to Will Smith. Will Smith does Muhammad Ali in the movie.
Yeah.
So there's a bit where he goes to go into a radio. So it's like a wee like shack where there's a radio station. And fucking this big fat old wrestler shows up in a moped like that. Walks in, starts jaw jacking and talking shit and pure bad mouth and everything. And then goes, that's how you date, kid. And then walks out and bails. And that's where Muhammad Ali. I used to see like him, classy Freddie Blassie, all these kind of older guys.
Right,
so they were like, so wrestling really had a big spike that nobody really remembers in like the 50s and the 40s when it was the Dumont Network, the first national television network in America.
Okay.
Obviously the UK was the same thing. And wrestling, because wrestling in the UK goes way, way back as well. But in America it was like that. And then about that time is when you had Gorgeous George, who would act very flamboyant. In a world in the 1950s, people didn't like that.
Yeah.
You would then have wrestlers that were like playing to xenophobia, so you'd have like Russians and sneaky Japanese guys and all that sort of stuff. So like they played on all that stuff.
Yeah.
And that was where that all kind of came from, like the golden people to get them to come to the show to buy the tickets and you actually see this guy get his arse kicked.
Yeah.
And then there was always two ways of playing it. So a lot of companies like the NWA would do it like they always had a heel champion, and the good guy would chase the belt because the ticket sales was in the chase.
Right. Okay.
When is he going to get his comeuppance?
Yeah.
And then business would tend to go down when you had a good guy, because that's how in the NWA where Ric Flair came from. You tended to very rarely have a good guy's champ for very long.
Right. That used to kill me as a kid, man.
Right, but in WWF, you had Hulk Hogan, because their thing was we're New York, right? You had like, so that came out of New York, had your Irish, your Puerto Ricans, your Italians. So you had Bruno Sammartino, who was the champ, he held the belt for like 8 years, right? I think it was like 6 years and then lost it for a bit, then he went, can you come back? And he came back and held it again. So that plays into the, this is your guy.
Yeah.
Right, so they done it with the heels battling the heroic guy that represents them.
Yeah.
Personally, I always made more money and sold more tickets with a bad guy champion.
Okay.
And the good guy like Agredo chasing the champion. I don't know why. Maybe I didn't have the right guy that could have held it for a long time or whatever. But I just think the majority of companies tend to do that. It's like the money is in the chase. That's the story. It's like a movie.
See, with all this like publicity stunts, the money's in the chase, how people respond to heels and faces. Like, how long? Were you just lifeguard and then ICW? A lifeguard doing it on the side? Is that right?
So I was a lifeguard, and then I started. So before that, I'd started wrestling training when I was younger.
Right.
Because I wanted to get, because you couldn't go on the internet and get a wrestling ring. People wouldn't give you a wrestling ring. You need to know somebody in the business. So I went to train. That's where I met Drew. Like me and Drew and all that. There was no training up here. Some guy trained us called the Mean Street Jerry Barrier. That's where I met Drew, and then thought I'll get into the business, but didn't really happen at that point. Then grew up a wee bit, became a lifeguard, went, right, I'll give this a bash, and then started. But obviously I had some ins in the business, so I could go, do you know something I can hire a ring for? Aye. Do you know where I can get wrestlers for? Aye. It was a lot more closed off back then. Whereas now it's like training to be a wrestler's like got a fucking jazzercise fucking class. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
How, like, did you find it hard to tap into like what's gonna work as a storyline? Were you...
I was horrific at first, mate.
Yeah.
My first couple of shows were garbage, man. But it was like I had an idea of what I wanted to do, and it was so unique and so different from everything else. There wasn't adult companies, especially in the UK, at the time. So it was like, right, trial and error. And I had an idea of what I wanted. I always had the idea of the American style wrestling, but with a Glasgow Scottish twist to it. Like characters like the Bucky Boys with Neil and all that sort of stuff. So airtight. So ran 4 shows. This isn't working. Shut it. Then fucking a year and a half later, I think it was, I went, I'm going to get another bash. And then that's when the version of ICW that still exists to this day started. And that was when we started getting a wee bit of traction in the Maryhill Community Central Halls. And it started building, and we started creating our characters.
Yeah.
And then the missing piece of the puzzle was a boy was in the crowd called Kevin Dean, who was like the manager of Walkabout, but also Apollo 23 at the time, which is where Highlight is now. The comedy club on Renfield Street. Next to Walkabout, where Walkabout is, next to the Pavilion.
Was it called the Glee Club or something now?
Is it called Glee now? Well, aye, that exact room. It's down the stair. Right, in there, it was called Apollo 23 because it used to be the old Glasgow Apollo way back in the day. And he went, do you want to run one of them there? I was like, aye, all right. And then I was like, fuck, it's a nightclub. We're in a nightclub. There's lights already here that are brilliant.
Yeah.
There's a sound system. It's the interior of the venue looks cool as fuck in the background of the shot. I was like, this is it. This is because, mate, back then, everybody runs clubs and that now. Nobody did, mate. Like, nobody done that in the UK. In Europe, mate, we were the first. We did clubs, mate. And it was, that's where that started. And that was the missing pieces of the puzzle. And then after that, eventually Grado comes in, and then Drew gets fired, and all built. And then fucking after the races we went for a good couple of years. We had lightning in a bottle, mate. It was a magical time, and I would no change it for anything in the world. But it was incredibly fucking stressful all the fucking time, man.
I looked at it in the documentary. You came across as a really good like leader, like not self-obsessed with like more about the people telling them they're the ones that built it and all that, while you're doing like hundreds of work behind the scenes.
Spinning hundreds of plates, man.
Yeah.
Aye.
But
And then eventually it gets to you, man, because like there's no off season.
Yeah.
So it's not like there's a time where you can down tools and fucking
chill.
go. And if you take the foot off the gas, somebody else will put their foot on the gas.
Right.
And you lose ground and blah, 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 blah. And
Yeah.
you need to pay for this and that and everything costs a fortune. And it was just so, eventually I just got burnt out and I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then I sold out by selling to WWE. I became a sellout, mate.
No, it's not selling out. I think it's amazing.
I think the only reason I'm
Make it
perceived
like-
as that is because my whole business ethos was fuck WWE. And then,
Oh, right, yeah.
do you want money? No. I turned them down twice, to be fair.
ECW did it as well, right?
Aye, mate, even at the time where they were saying fuck WWE, Heyman was getting a check.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? Like, that's what people forget. They pick and choose what they fucking want to point
Yeah.
out. And,
The character.
exactly. And it was like fucking, we're counterculture, we're anti-establishment, we're this and that. And we truly were, man, at one
Yeah.
point. But then it was like, right, we're going to sign all your guys to NXT UK. Okay. Other half your guys, we're stealing them for World of Sport, which is getting rehanged on ITV.
Right.
Okay, my whole roster that I've spent years cultivating.
Yeah.
Well, basically, imagine a TV show that's on fire like Sopranos, right? And they go, we're taking every character unless you sign this.
Yeah.
You're signing it, aren't you? Do you know what I mean? Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, we're taking Oran and you're not going to have him anymore, right? And by the way, here's a check. And I went, no, twice. And then the third one, I went, fuck me, man, this a lot of zeros on this check, man.
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh, fair play to you,
okay, man. You know what I mean? But a lot of it went back into the company because there's running costs and that. But it was nice to be able to sleep at night and not have to worry about fucking where you're going to pay for this and this and this.
Yeah.
Which had been the case for a long time. Because what would happen is we put on a show, because it's like an orchestra thing.
Yeah.
You're dealing with a show, you're dealing with the egos, you're dealing with all these big, boisterous, larger-than-life characters who are all sometimes for real fighting each other backstage or whatever, or arguing or whatever, man. And their careers, because all of a sudden there's all eyes of the whole world are on us, this wee country in Scotland.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck, we could all become rich.
Yeah.
So everybody's all thinking about themselves, which they should, right? But like in their own life. But this is all building, and it's this melting pot, and it's just bubbling up, man. And then it's like, right, here, Mark, there's the money, and it's like Triple H just sitting in the room with you, like, here, you got to sign this on the one. I'm like, aye, all right, mate.
Like Triple H.
Aye.
He was my favourite growing up.
Aye. He was sound, by the way. He was actually sound as fuck. Aye, well, any interaction I had with him, he was brand new.
One, right, if you're saying like you don't watch wrestling much anymore. One
No,
thing,
no, I'm not saying that. Hold on,
no.
before you say this, I do watch wrestling.
but it's not the same.
I just watch old wrestling.
Okay, right.
I
Okay.
watch old wrestling.
No, this fits in with that.
Aye.
So there's a game, right, and it's always fucking amazing. So if you get like 2 or 3 pals, right, change a tenner into pound coins, and that's like your cash. Like if you're playing fucking roulette or something like that, right. So before a match starts, you put on any match. I think you can do like random matches on like the WWE network, and you say like you pick like, okay, whoever comes out first, that's my pound on who wins. Whoever comes out second, that's your pound. So if there's 3, you triple threats. Obviously, you know you can do any match. One match in particular was good because it was Chris Jericho, Regal, Queensferry rules.
I remember
When
that.
it just like you think he's went. So I had Chris Jericho on to win with my pound, and you can like bet what you want. So you're like,
But he's
I'll
got
put
the
a
mad
fiver.
Duke
Yeah.
or woman, whatever it
Keeps
is, the woman with
changing
the big
rules.
frock.
Yeah,
Keeps
I was
changing rules.
flipping out. I was like, fucking. But if there's money involved, even though it's just a tenner with pals, but it's a class game. But you do it on because you can remember it sometimes. You do it on who comes out first into the ring because you don't know that. No one remembers who comes out first, really. I mean, you might if you're into the.
A lot of the time, knowing WWE is much, but a lot of the time they send the bad guy out first.
Right. Okay.
On May shows in wrestling, the logic behind that is it's harder. It's easier to get booed than it is to get cheered.
Okay.
So
Warm up the crowd.
a lot of the time the heel will come out first and then establish that they're the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then the good guy comes out and it's easier for him then to get cheered.
Right. Okay.
Because it is harder to get cheered. It is harder to be liked in life
Yeah.
than to be hated. So
Yeah.
that's the logic behind it. But in WWE, to your credit, WWF, they sometimes
Mix it up.
change that up. Aye.
I found that I went to see. I know we'll move off wrestling chat soon, but when I went to see SmackDown, and I think it was Noam. Or was it Raw? Raw, and it was Noam Dar's debut, and I watched it at the start, and it's like obviously
I was out with him that night actually.
Oh, really?
We ended up out. Aye.
It
Aye.
was
I had a
classic,
crack
like-
night. It was pure. That was brilliant. Aye.
It was a good night, and like folk like New Day did well. But I remember like being in the crowd, like you're saying, I was like, oh, right, yeah, and you're just kind of watching the first few matches. Apart from Noam, who got a great reception, and I was just like, I don't know, like if I would be like invested in watching, and then Chris Jericho's music hit, and it's like full body goosebumps, and I'm like, oh my
Here's
God.
why though, right?
Uh,
That's because he's for a previous generation.
Yeah.
And that's why you connect him to those great things I was talking about.
Yeah.
Same as I loved when Stone Cold came back at Mania recently.
Yeah.
That's because that's Stone Cold for back then.
Yeah.
The Rock, when you saw him and John Cena turned heel, but they're all getting older. They're in their 60s now, mate. So that's nearly gone, man.
Yeah.
And then what's left? Like, so you'll have the next generation where there's a couple left who were kind of on the cusp of the end of the Stone Cold and all that thing, like your Daniel Bryan's not, but even them, they're all battered and older.
Yeah.
Right? So how many of them are going to be about? So I'd say you're like about 10 years away from the business, not even being the same business.
Yeah.
And that's why I have the interest in being full-time invested in the business. Although I still love the business and its heart and soul and its the basic elements of it. That's why I still, a couple of times a year, would like to appear on a show or and be a bad guy, like old school bad guy, or go to India and do the producing thing whenever that's happening. Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. I want to. I love imparting things that I've learned, wisdom about the industry to younger talent and all. Like that's a fun thing to do. Like go here. By the way, here's shave about 7 years off the time it takes to learn this.
Yeah.
I'll just tell you the new, and it's
Even
up to
what
you.
you're saying in this chat, like there's tons of wisdom and things that you've learned, or things that I would have no idea about. See, when you're talking about impressions earlier, what impressions are you doing? Sopranos impressions?
No. I used to be able to do I used to be brilliant at doing all the Only Excuse characters when I was younger.
Oh yeah.
And then I can do the odd impression. And I didn't do that well in the Heavy Good Podcast, man, because it was at the blue. Made a bit of cunt to it, man, to be honest with you.
I hate the Sopranos because I can't do any impressions. You want to like kick about doing? I can do a very bad Tony's mum, and then Christopher saying sorry to Tony, and that's it.
Be Christopher.
Just like, I'm sorry, T. No wait, I'm sorry, T. No, I'm fucking it. It's the pressure. It's the pressure. Impressions are so stupid because you care so much, even though like no one expects you to be a good impressionist. But you're like, no, fuck it, I've got it.
That's what I did my nothing the other day. It was Roy was going, you're great at impressions. I was like, when have I ever said that, Roy? Like you're putting supreme pressure on me here.
I swear I was alright then. I'm sorry, T. That's pretty shit, man.
I'm sorry, T. Aye.
Oh, kill me now. Why Anthony?
Fucking hate these moments.
What are you up to now? What's the? You've got the Heavy Good Podcast. You've got the Clan Wrestling, and you're doing content for the Pavilion. But is the content stuff? Is that the kind of acting and content? Is that your kind of?
No, that's just so I do things to promote what's coming up.
Right.
But they're also starting a podcast called the Pavilion Podcast that
All right.
me to host. I think it's only going to be once a month, but it's like acts that I've either played at the Pavilion or are coming up at the Pavilion.
Yeah.
So there's like cool acts that play at the Pavilion, so I'm quite excited about it, man. Like, and it'll be, expect a lot less swearing from me on that one and talking, enunciating a lot more because
Pressure's on.
you're probably foreigners. But I've already started doing that with the Pavilion stuff, man. Like the pure
That's good.
Coming up this week, Magic Castle for all the family.
Do you mind that? Like, do you?
I don't give a shit, man. I think it's funny, man.
Cool, yeah.
Because I was sitting there with my mate Scott at Watersell, I was like, so what do you want me to play this? And he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, should I just do it like me? And then it was like, no. I was like, right, I mean, what about this? What about this? What about this? And then he went, aye, that one, that sounds like you're on the radio. I was like, aye, fuck it, why not, man? Coming up this week, it's the Ladyboys of Bangkok. I was feeling we've done a take it out at the end. I went, Ladyboys, yes. And fucking he went, we can't put that in, mate. And I went, how? I went, I'm showing that I'm
Support
for the Ladyboys, man.
Yeah.
And he went, we can't put that in, Mark. And I was like, oh fuck, man. I went, all right then. It's the Ladyboys of Bangkok.
I took a pill. So when I was growing up, I had a video of Harry Hill doing a stand up, and just when I was like, I think I was like 8 or 9, and I thought it was hilarious. And I took a pal because he was at the Pavilion, and I took my pal Butterley, and I was like, right, let's go to Harry Hill. And just as soon as we sat down, like looked at the crowd, I'm like, I've made a mistake here, man. He's coming out, and he did like a whole where you had to like join in and clap and sing, and it was like whether something was a tear and share or a tray bake, and he's like, tray bake, tearing shit and getting the whole crowd to join in. Buckley's like, what the fuck have you dragged me to?
It's alright when you're stoned and you're watching Harry Hill on the telly.
Yeah.
He's got Doctor Who fighting fucking one of the X-Men or something. You know what I mean? You're like, when you get his crowd, you're like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
But aye, that's what the pavilion's trying to do, and I think that's why I've been brought in for the promotional stuff, is they're trying to skew towards a younger audience, because the older audience, they're going to be dead eventually. Do you know what I mean? And they're still doing swinging sound in the
Someone's died
60s.
during the tearing shit.
Aye, aye. But it's, you see like Mark Black and York Brothers and all that sort of stuff, so it's like, I think there's maybe a conscientious effort on their part to like attract a younger crowd for certain things, and then they're owned by Trafalgar, that owns a bunch of theatres down in England.
Right, okay.
And they were sending them doing stuff, social media stuff today. I think it was a bit more stuff that would fly in London, a bit more cheesy and all that, and are sounding daft. Because there's more stuff I'm going to do. I think they want me to do the odd sketch and all. I've got an idea for an old failed comedian thing. It's like a mockumentary, but I'll be doing the line. But aye, stuff like that.
No, that's
but they were like, aye, can we not get somebody that sounds a bit more like they're for here?
Yeah.
And that's when they were like, well, what about Mark? And then they phoned me and they were like, do you want to come and do this? And I was like, aye, all right, man. Paid gig every month, man. That's fucking lovely. And but mate, back to your original question, it's like, I've been writing scripts.
Cool.
Some of them are with production companies. It's a very slow fucking industry, man. But as many hoops as there is to jump through, the hoops that they've encountered so far, they've went through, but you never get yourself excited about these things.
Yeah.
I've been involved in enough things to know that you just don't. Like when you're younger, you go, oh my God, they've said we're going to do this, and then you just find out, oh no, 90% it never happens or falls at a hurdle. I've had mates that have had shows paid for and then fucking got scrapped. I've had this mate that had a show that was scrapped at the point when they were about to film it.
Really?
Aye.
Damn.
So like you never get excited. So if you want ask what I'm doing, that's what I'm doing. Multiple scripts, multiple different people, different things its way, getting good reactions, and you just keep writing, because it's like you have a bunch of things. So if they go, we don't like this, you can go, well, what about this? Yeah. You know what I mean? You've got something in your back pocket, but they are time consuming. So that's, I've not been doing a lot of sketches online as much now. I will be doing more of that as time goes on. I'm just really busy now. And I want to write a novel. So I started writing a couple of chapters of a novel, and then just got dead busy. India happened in like end of February, and then since then, every month that approaches, I go, next month's pretty free, and then at the end of the month, people are like, you want to do this day, this day, this day. I'm like, aye, cool. I'm not complaining, I'm really happy that that's happening, but it's like, I go, fuck man, next month's quite busy now, and there's no been a time since then to now where I've had, because I would love to have like just 2 or 3 weeks where I could just sit down at my desk and try and bash out a couple of chapters of a book. So like, I want to write a novel, I'm writing scripts, I want to do more acting, so I'm doing wee bits and bobs that are like lower end of the acting scale to try and get more experience, and then see how that goes as well. So that's the kind of plan. My plan, mate, for the rest of my life is I'm turning 40, or I'll probably just turn 40 by the time this comes out, is to be happy. My plan is to be content, spend more time with my family, make more memories, and instead of spinning hundreds of plates for an industry that doesn't give a fuck, spin plates in my own personal life. And, you know what I mean? Family, creative fulfillment, and a wee bit of cash, because it does help. Do you know what I mean?
I'm the same.
And that's exactly the journey you're on, and it is a better journey, because like it's things like this, like what am I doing today? I'm going down to Oran Mor to meet you to fucking film this. I won't be doing that tomorrow. I won't be doing, you know what I mean? Like, so tomorrow will be something different.
And
it's
what you're saying,
keeps you
ADHD,
fresh.
whatever.
Whereas with wrestling, eventually got to the point where it's like, I've done all this. I'm just repeating all the same shit. It's nice to go away and then dip back in and go, oh, this is cool, and then I can get a wee spot or a wee thing to say, and that's all fun. Or like producing backstage, helping with promos and stuff like that.
The fun part.
That's cool, dipping in and out, But it's like, I want to be creatively fulfilled and be happy and enjoy my life, and I'm very aware that I'm approaching the back nine of life. Then I had a wee kind of year where I kind of decompressed, came back to reality, and just thought, I'm going to do now, put videos online so I could get my name out there. And then build a fucking intrigue in me. And then that because I know for a fact, see, when you get videos on like Scottish socials and fucking Scottish Pattern and all that shit, mate, that shit's bigger than being on telly now.
Yeah.
In Scotland, aye, mate, like fucking, it's like, it come down here. A bus driver ran off a bus. At Anniesland, there's a bit where the buses park to swap drivers. The other driver wasn't there yet. Run off the bus, had my AirPods in. Mate, fuck that. I'm to my AirPods. He's like, mate, see the videos and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, amazing, mate. Shakes on.
That's awesome.
But I'm like, that is something you can then parlay. So I'm not just dating them for the sake of them. I love dating them because it's creative.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. I like making people laugh. It makes me very happy. And then sometimes you meet people that go, mate, when I was feeling down, I watched this and blah, blah, blah. That's a fucking amazing feeling. Nothing beats it. But I was like, I'll get my name out there and then parlay that into something. So for the first year was that. And then this year has been like, right, then when the things start coming my way, which has happened, I'm like, right, let's do this. And then we'll do a bunch of different shit, and then we'll dip our toe in a bunch of different water, and we'll see what water we like the temperature of. And then we'll fucking cannonball fucking bare-arsed into that water and make bank, mate.
I'm feeling bad because I need to mention I do photographs for the stand, and I don't know why I didn't mention that because that's my favourite job, and I love you guys if you're watching.
Stand's dynamite.
Didn't mean to just patch the stand because that's been the
Stand's fucking class, man. That's how I got my acting gig in Scott Squad.
Oh, is it?
I was the stand. We were doing an improv thing that I was on, and somebody that was casting for the Scott, because I was in Scott Squad twice. The first time they were casting, they were in the crowd.
Oh, is it Monday Night Raw or something in the crowd? Is it Joe Hoot? Something.
That wasn't Joe. No. It wasn't Joe Hewlett. I don't think it was Joe. I think it was somebody for the comedy unit that was casting.
Right.
Was in the crowd sitting at the bar, and the guy for the stand, I'd said something that was relatively funny and everybody laughed, and the guy for the stand went, you should give him an audition.
Of course.
And they went, we've just finished the auditions. And he went, seriously, still give me an audition.
Oh, nice.
And then 2 days later I got phoned to come in for an audition, and then I go through to the next round, which was everybody doing improv in a big circle, and then I go to the park.
Nice.
Liam Riddle, the drug dealer.
Liam Riddle, the drug dealer.
I'm always a drug dealer in a BAM or something, mate.
How do you find, like, do you think ICW helped you, like, I know what people think when they look at me, therefore that's my character, or that these are my options as characters to be funny? Because you know how, like, I don't know, Chris Forbes couldn't do what you do and be funny.
And I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it either.
Do you think wrestling helped? Because you need to be a character in wrestling.
Aye, large on life.
Yeah.
You need that in all aspects, everything, especially with the social media world we live in now. If you're going to be visible, you need to have a character. Everything, for your hair, to how you dress, to everything. But what the beauty of wrestling is, the best characters are the ones that are the real life persona turned up to 11.
Yeah.
And I'm me. So I am me. But I just over, you know what I mean? Enhanced
turn it up,
Aye. So it wasn't like the way I dress, like football taps all the time, I've always dressed like that and shit like that.
Yeah.
And the way I talk is a shambles, I know it. Saying mate every second word and that, but that's just how I always talk.
It's class for it,
Aye.
I say like pretty much every second word.
That's how I talk though, and I'm like, I'm not changing it.
Yeah.
But it's I know a turn the volume up a bit when somebody presses record on a camera or something. I'm a bit more calm when we're doing like a podcast or whatever.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm a bit more myself. But whenever there's like filming something, I'll ramp it up a wee bit. Aye. Be a bit more cartoony. Grado's brilliant at it, man.
Yeah, oh my god.
The Ayrshire things, like, how you doing, pal? Like, fucking pure hams it right up, man. I like that, fuck. You don't talk that.
Ayrshire's done quite well. It's like Drew, Biffy, Grado, Robbie Burns.
I
think that's
a crew, man.
Yeah. Dream blunt rotation.
Is that building a blunt rotation, man?
Oh.
Drill at my feet are sweating, man. I heard this. I can't tell that story.
You do a good Drew. I've heard that in the podcast.
Yeah, man.
He wrestled at my school. He wrestled my computing teacher. Just like a wee charity event, and he was Drew Galloway at the time. And he had a manager that had like a badminton racket was swinging about. I'm like, what is this? But it's hilarious. And obviously, as wrestling fans of that age, we were all like packed into the gym hall, absolutely loving it. But the computing teacher did a competition where you could name him, like who his wrestling character would be.
What was the school called?
Belmont Academy.
Aye.
And I missed him, did a competition to name him, like name his wrestler. And I was like, he's a computing teacher, kilobyte, because he's tiny. He was
brilliant.
And he was like, he went with Pocket Rocket. I was raging. I was in like the last few, and he went with Pocket Rocket.
There's also a bit of a sexual connotation
Yeah.
to Pocket Rocket that a secondary school teacher maybe shouldn't be gone with.
That's
do you know what I
true. And he won with a low blow as well, so he's all about the wee Pocket Rocket.
mean?
But I'm still raging. Must mean you made the bad choice. Fuck you.
Kilobyte's a fucking belter, I mean, man.
Isn't it?
Aye.
Tiny and that.
Aye.
I was like, fucking yes, man.
It's hard at first when you go out in front of a crowd with a mic. Really hard. You're terrified.
Yeah, can imagine.
And then it becomes second nature. But if I was then to go out and do stand-up, for example,
Yeah.
I'd be terrified again
Uh-huh.
because it's something new.
Yeah.
But if I was to go out in front of a wrestling crowd, I wouldn't even think now. I would just go give me the mic and just walk out confidently and just start talking.
Yeah. Even if it wasn't like.
Feel the room out and then figure out where the...
Did you do that in India? Did you chat in the mic?
Oh, mate, aye, fucking... So they went, they went, why don't you be the commissioner? Oh, fuck, why? I went, nobody knows who I'm out there. And they went, no, it's just... I think they were trying to get Kurt Angle, and they nearly got Kurt Angle, but then they couldn't agree to money at the last minute. And then it was like JBL was maybe going to do it, and it kind of fell through. And then like they were like, Mark, will you do it? I was like, aye, if you want. Like, if you actually want me to do it, I'll do it, man. Right? But I was like, this is going to bomb, like nuclear bomb, man.
Yeah.
Because nobody knows who I'm up. Do you know what I mean? Samurai Del Sol's coming out, who used to be Kalisto in WWE. Everybody's going, Lucha. I'm
Right,
like,
yeah.
they know who is off the telly.
Yeah.
They know who Raja Maharaj is because that's Jinder Mahal, right?
Yeah.
So I'm fucking going to die here. And like wrestlers, it's easier because like that thing I said of heels going out in faces, they're getting a reaction, they're dressed like a wrestler.
Yeah.
They look like a wrestler. I don't. I'm just a wee guy, a wee white guy with a suit on with a golf club.
The golf club as well.
Aye, that was part of the logic behind that was always I had a golf club because I'm not meant to be able to fight or be as imposing as a wrestler.
Yeah.
But I've meant to be an authority figure. So logically, if one of them, if I say something that make them angry, why would they know then just punch me? But if I've got a golf club and if they walk towards me, I can go like that.
Yeah.
Then they go and think twice about it. So they don't lose their mystique
Okay.
by letting me chastise them in the same ring when I'm a wee puny guy compared
Yeah,
to this big muscular wrestler.
Right. Okay.
So I had a golf club, so it's like if you come any closer, I'm going to wrap this golf club around your head, right? So that's the logic behind the golf club. So I had my golf club, my trusty golf club, and I'm backstage and I'm like, fucking, I'm noticing that some of the wrestlers are having to go out and work for the reaction as they're on the stage.
Yeah.
But they're getting it. Like they're going, come on, I'm going, oh, fucking boo, right? And the crowd's a bit older. There's like, I think they had like 500 people there for one of the sponsors for the show, which is Budweiser in India, right?
Okay.
And so there's all adults there, right? And I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck, man, I'm going to get eaten alive here,
Yeah.
man. So what they were going to do was have my music hit, have me come down, and then introduce me.
Right.
But I'm on a headset backstage because I'm producing. So I'm talking to like the production area and all that stuff that's in different bits of the building. And I'm like, listen, when I go out next, I went, tell the guy to announce me first. Explain who I'm a. European pro wrestling guy for this and that, blah, 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 blah. Legend. Get me, call me a legend, right? Just because, even if they don't know me, you're a legend for a different part of the world. I went,
Then they put it on themselves. So,
aye.
oh, I don't know.
And I'm not saying I'm a legend, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, just make them think I'm fucking somebody.
Yeah.
And give me a fighting fucking chance here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they were like, right, cool. They see it. I come out. I go like that. I'm like, let me hear you. Nothing, man. Crickets. I'm like, fuck, man, we're going to eat pure graft today for our supper, man, right? So I'm like, blah, 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 on the mic. And they were like, we're running short on time. Can you walk and talk? So I was originally meant to get to the ring and then talk.
Yeah.
But they went, can you talk as you're walking down the ramp to
Right.
cut the minutes off? So then you introduce the owners of the company and they come down and reveal the belt
Okay.
under a big like velvet robe, right? Aye, cool. I'm like, that's actually better. Because I'm like, no, I can talk, air the silence.
Yeah.
Because this is going to be horrible. Now, if I'd have done this years ago, I'd have probably walked out in front of a bus, right? If I'd had experienced that.
All right.
But at my experience level,
Yeah.
I was like, no, fuck it. You're going to cheer me. I'm going to find this cheer in this crowd of thousands of Indians
Yeah.
who had no idea who I were.
Yeah.
Thousands, mate. Like thousands of people. And I'm like, in an arena, mate. A fucking arena, right? And so I walk out, boom, no reaction. I get in the mic. I go, fuck it, we're going to need to go old school and go straight to panto shit, right? How you doing, Mumbai? Tiny reaction.
Ah.
That's not good enough, Mumbai. I thought Mumbai was cool as this and that, blah, blah, made all sorts of noise. I thought you knew how to party and all that, blah, blah. How's it going, Mumbai? Bigger cheer. Right, we're getting somewhere now. Then I'm like, blah, blah. Walking down the ramp a wee bit, and a guy in the crowd, as if it was like a gift for God, mate. He goes, Dallas, do you want a beer? He's holding a Budweiser. And I go, no, thank you. Because obviously I'm having to talk like this as well, like enunciate everything.
Yeah, of course.
So like, no thank you, I'm working at the moment. But after this show, I'm going to have many beers. Fucking roof coming out of the place. I'm like, that's what they want, right? And I'm like, and if anybody tries to ruin your night, I'm going to take this golf club and wrap it around their fat, stupid head. Place explodes again. I'm like, right, into the ring. I've got them now. Yeah. And then I'm like, boom, 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 quick wee hing about how prestigious this is, but I've cut that. That was a big speech about the prestige of this show.
Okay.
That's fucking, wait, 5 minutes, mate, to like 10 seconds. I'm like, right, I've got them. I'm riding the wave here. I need to hold on to this, man. You know what I mean? I'm holding on for dear life to like the back of a fucking shark that's gone through the water, man, a missile or something. And I go, please welcome, and they're fucking legends. Like the Jeet Rama is like this amateur wrestling legend, worked in NXT and all that. Please welcome fucking in the living legend, Jeet Rama. They've got their cheer, and I'm like, fucking job done, man. I'm sitting in the ring, pure proud of myself. Like, I can't believe I pulled that off there, because it was the first time in my career where I thought, I don't think I'm going to get a reaction. I nothing. Like, as much as I fight, I think I'm going to go further down.
Yeah.
But got there in the end, and then fucking as soon as they revealed the belt and the fireworks went off, I got the fuck out the ring. But every other time I came out during the show, because I was commissioner, I had to do things like Chris Masters, who was doing the Master Lock Challenge, and I had to get me to go back to the ring because they tried to leave. I got a reaction that time because it was established now.
Right.
So I got a reaction. Then at the end, when I came out to do the bit with the golf club where I got punched, got a reaction there.
Can you imagine you didn't
It's
risk
just
it? You had to keep coming back out.
Mate, I'd never thought about that until you said that.
Yeah.
That would have been a fate worse than death, man. If I went, I'm fucking cooked. And then I had to go back and direct traffic for matches in between. Knowing that every time I done it, I was like, I've got to go back out there again.
Just trying different characters.
Pure crickets, man. I'm like, oh no, man.
Coming out with a cricket bat instead. Please like me.
And it was like fucking, one of the commentators was saying to me, they don't understand certain words. And I was like, what if I say this? And I was like, fuck.
The deer's a good shout.
But it was like a gift. Soon he went like that, he was leaning near the barrier at the ramp and he went, Dallas, do you want a beer? Because there's certain people there who knew who I was, because some people knew who ICW was. So because he called me Dallas, I think this guy must have been somebody who knew who I was, right? And he fucking went, do you want a beer? And I saw it and I went, this is my opening. This is my only chance.
Yeah.
I hope this works. A pure fucking Hail Mary, mate. And the fucking this is bloody, man. I was like, go to these cunts, man. You're mine now, you bastards, man.
I'm going to put that bit in slow motion.